Hello, welcome back to Adventures Beyond the Horizon. We're just gonna kind of freeball this one today. I'm John, and this is my co-host.
I'm Anthony. Hello.
Most of you guys should already know us. If not, we'll just go ahead and kind of like reintroduce ourselves. I'm John, and I drive a 2022 Ford Maverick, and I like to go camping a whole bunch. I would like to do more overlanding things, but currently I'm just more of a weekend warrior.
And hi, I'm Anthony. I drive a 2019 Chevy Colorado ZR2 Bison. And I am in the great state of Colorado, which I personally feel is one of the better places to go overlanding and camping. But to each their own. It's just a cool place, and I want to do it more often, rather than just being a weekend warrior.
Yeah, I'm currently located in Washington, which I think is also a pretty good state to get introduced to it at least. But Colorado definitely has a lot more variety. Here in Washington, just got mountains and forests, which for most people that's more than enough. Colorado, you got deserts and whatnot too.
Yeah, you got more of the rainforests and the foresty things, and like you said, I got the dry, high mountains.
Well, do you got any cool life updates you want to talk about?
Life updates. Well, last episode I talked about going to Hawaii, which today is Thursday, and I leave Saturday morning at 7 a.m. So that's gonna be fun to try to get going. But other than that, nothing really. Just the daily grind per usual. What about you, John? You got anything going on?
Yeah, actually, there are some things I didn't get to talk about on last episode, and actually yesterday, I went out and bought myself a new hat. I absolutely love it.
It looks good on you, I will admit.
Oh yeah, it's a Cody James, and it's a Australian kind of cowboy hat. It's got that rugged look to it. It's a nice black with a brown. I don't know what it's called, but right there at the base of the hat, there's a nice leather.
It's like leather band.
Yeah, leather band, and it looks very good. I also picked up some water-resistant stuff, so that way it's not gonna fuck it up. It's a crushable, so it's not a true cowboy hat. But I was also looking at those, but I don't know if I could do the two center pieces on the hat. I do like this style a lot more.
I think the regular cowboy hats it's almost similar to plastic in a way. I don't think they're as comfortable.
Yeah, they're a felt that kind of is steamed into place.
Yeah, but they're really hard. I don't like how hard they are.
I kind of liked how hard it is. It feels more protective, but it's the way the center piece looks. I just don't like the way that it looks. I like how this one has the two indents on the front two sides. I wish I could show you guys, but we haven't quite updated ourselves into
he's giving me a bunch of hand motions showing me what he's talking about, but that's about it.
Definitely I'll be posting pictures on our Instagram. Speaking of our Instagram, I also need to post pictures and videos from my last camping trip. So
I think we just need to be better at posting in general. We haven't been on top of it, and I apologize. It's something we're still trying to get used to. But it'll get better.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads us into our kind of main topic we have today. What our goals are with this podcast and how we kind of plan on achieving them.
Yeah, which one thing we definitely want to do is start recording ourselves as well, so that way there's more interaction between you and me, and then we can also get more interactions between the audience.
Yeah, exactly. But I have to be camera ready every single time, so I can't just record shirtless like I want to, but, we all have to make sacrifices.
You could.
There is nothing for them to see on my chest here. It's not as appealing as some might think.
Oh, no.
For all the people that did not see that, he straight up just winked at me.
But yeah, going back just a little bit, we definitely need a manager as well. If we had a manager who could like help update our Instagram and all that, that would be most beneficial. If anybody is willing, please let us know.
We probably won't be able to pay you anything, but if you want to do it for free, that's fine. We could eventually pay you.
Yeah, exactly. Do it for free, help, grow us, and then eventually we'll be able to split the cut,
Split the cut 3 ways. I swear, the more and more we do this, we're going to be spending more and more money on stuff. It's going to be insane, but it's going to be exciting at the same time.
Mm-hmm. So far, we really haven't spent a whole bunch of money. I think...
I mean, other than on equipment.
Yeah, well, I've only had to buy one piece of equipment. You bought a new podcasting mic, and that was about it.
Dude, yep.
As much as I would like to get a better sounding quality microphone, it's fine for now. I don't think I have anything too bad,
I think until you get an office, I don't think you really need anything.
Yeah, that's also part of it. I'm currently not in the office. I'm quite literally sitting in my dining room just recording this.
You gotta start somewhere.
Give me 1 second. I'm freezing my ass off.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Oh, that's a bit better, but yeah. Gotta get used to having the brim in the back. Most hats I wear, or correction, all the hats I wear don't have the brim in the back, except for this one. So
yeah, you'll get used to it eventually. It's more noticeable, especially when you're driving, because you try to lean your head back and you're like, oh crap, it's like folding all in the back of your neck.
Yep, that's one thing I was getting used to yesterday. Actually, the place that got it was Boots Barn, Boots Barn. Oh yeah, I was telling you earlier. Yeah, and they're located about like an hour away from me, so I was driving all the way back. Yeah. We were already down in that area anyway because I had an appointment, so might as well.
Okay. Well, you said there was one in Littleton, so I'll be able to.
Lakewood, I think.
Lakewood. Okay.
Yeah, which is nearby.
Yeah. So I'll have to check that out too, because I mean my Amazon one works fine, but I need a new one as well. I need to clean my hat as well. It's getting a little fuzzy. What do you expect from a cheap Amazon hat that not even the top molding was aligned correctly?
Sorry about that. I had to go change jackets again. It was messing up the hat too much,
Your jacket was messing up your hat?
Yeah, so the hood was way too high, and like it was very fluffy, and it wasn't freeing, Couldn't move my head however I wanted.
Well, I hope your head's free enough now. Anyways, shall we get back on topic on our future endeavors?
Yes, let's go ahead and hop back on the trail.
Okay. Well, so I have a question for you, John.
Go for it.
Where do you see the podcast in, say, 2-3 years? Like, where do you want it to be?
Where I want it to be is still going strong, but like a nice hobby side, if you're catching my drift, like something that we're still doing, something that has built enough followers to where it's not necessarily funding our entire camping trip, but funding, a good portion of it.
Well, yeah.
Like maybe getting it, I would say like 5 years, hopefully we would have some sponsorship so that way we can, have better rigs.
I would say we could probably get it before 5 years if we do it right.
If done right.
Recently, I learned sponsorships don't always have to come to you. If you go to companies, they like with an offer, if they could sponsor you, there's like, I don't know if this is necessarily true, but it's like a bidding war. Like who can do it the cheapest. If we do it that way, we can also build up a reputation with said sponsor, which they'll come to it back to us more and more and more. And then, we get more money from it. But I think what I want our podcast to be, like where I want us to be, is if in 5 years, I want us to try to do this full time, whether it's media production, and podcasting is just kind of the side as part of it, which we're going to have video and then the social media parts and whatnot. But we have people helping us manage it and helping us grow and stuff like that, and having more time to go on trips, do podcasts while we're on the trips too, record some stuff.
Yeah, that would be sick as well. And since we are in like 2 different locations, I'm thinking like if we had to do something like every 6 months, like do a special podcast where it's a live one where we are together going out, if we're still separated like we are now and in that time. So that way, like every 6 months, we have a nice trip planned and have a nice.
Whenever we do that camping trip, we could probably record an episode there too.
Exactly. Yeah. See how that goes.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's going to be better, especially since we're going to be there together and there's no latency and we're recording off of one mic. We don't have that many issues.
Yeah. Also, right by the sounds of the campfire, the sounds of nature.
And then we can also have the video recording version of it.
Yeah. Hopefully by that time we're recording video too, or that might be our first one. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. But just expect that audience at some point here, relatively soon. It's in the next few months. If not, I mean, we just got to have the courage to do it.
Another thing I want to see in a couple years is having our own like merchandise line, like having our own website, having like an entire company for merchandise as well. I think that's where most people get their money from as well, is having that merch.
I also want to do a Patreon.
A Patreon. I'm not too familiar with Patreon.
So Patreon is essentially where people can donate money monthly to support creators. They do it for YouTubers, podcasters, people like that. And a YouTube creator that I know very well and I used to watch a ton, I am still currently supporting them monthly on Patreon, and it helps them out a lot monetarily.
Okay.
And yeah, I could see us doing that. I mean, we just have to have a big enough following for that, for people to willingly volunteer their money to us.
Okay, yeah.
Help us with build a better quality media.
What? Oh, so Patreon is kind of like a GoFundMe page,
Kinda, yeah. It's more like a monthly subscription to a content creator, which you can also post content on Patreon, which most people kind of say, hey, if you join our Patreon, you'll get exclusive stuff from us, exclusive content from us that you wouldn't find anywhere else.
Okay. So like a subscriber basis. What about also setting up a GoFundMe? Because
GoFundMe is more like a one-time deal.
Okay.
GoFundMe is more like if you want to donate money to help us do this project, and then you'll get something back in return. It's not like, it's more like a big lump sum of money at one time.
Okay, yeah. So some could say, it'd be like an investment. So like the GoFundMe would be to help either build up our rigs or help build up our podcast setup. So that way we would have good mics, good video quality, and just the software as well.
I would say GoFundMe is more of like if we planned on doing a big trip and they would help us fund that trip. And then we would like record, say like a long form YouTube video or a documentary or an adventure film or something like that. That's what a GoFundMe would go towards.
Well, it doesn't have to, we can start off small to see if it A, works, and B, if we can get a following.
Well, we just have to have the following first in general. I think my ultimate goal is just being able to support ourselves enough to where we can do trips, big trips.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, but it'd be even better if you live closer,
I agree. Now, cowboy, you're asking too much right now.
I'm always asking for more.
More.
So much more. But yeah, no, I have some big dreams for this. I mean, even just expanding not only the podcast, but going into media production. So like X Overland, they have documentaries, or they film their trips, big trips, and make it essentially kind of like a TV show out of it. I would love to do something like that. That is my ultimate goal for this kind of stuff, and having the media company and being able to be a part of that, and being my own boss or working with my friends, and it's just, that's the goal for me.
I don't necessarily share the same aspirations of you as owning like a media company, but I do share the same aspiration of trying to own an own company. You know, exactly what you were saying was be your own boss, do what you want. You know, even something that can be like self-reliant. You pretty much put all your heart, sweat, and blood, tears into it, and then you can like, okay, cool. Now you can take a step back and let your company run itself.
Yeah. And whenever I say like media company, I'm like, once we get to a point where we, like you said, pull back a little bit, we can fund and be a part of other people's adventures. Like if we wanted to expand on, say, hey, this group goes here or this group goes here, and they film their stuff, or I don't even know how.
I kind of thought of a cool thing as well. You said one group goes here and one group goes here. Well, what if we like also kind of set up sort of races, you know?
Races?
Not like slow races where, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
That reminds me of a kind of a race back in, I don't even know when, it was the early 1900s, where these two college students went from, I think, northern Africa to southern Africa in their Land Rovers, and they did an overlanding trip. And they went through jungles, deserts, and whatnot to see who can get to this place first, and whoever didn't break down or survived or whatnot. It kind of reminds me of that. But that is expensive, but I think we could do that.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Not necessarily like race to see who's faster and like physically like trying to speed along the trail, but like who is faster at the preparation, who is at like hey, this is your destination, you guys are not allowed to take the same path, here you go, go here, you know.
Yeah, that's kind of how they did it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like on the trail, not like frickin' gunning it.
Well, I'm not saying you have to gun it, but I think it's more of like seeing who can survive the trek.
If we ever got, you know, large enough, give them some their own vehicles. Like, hey, here's the company vehicles. Take these ones and go.
That'd be really cool. Okay, question: if you could have any big car company sponsor us, preference-wise, which company would it be?
Ineos.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because they're like a brand new company, kind of, right? They only have one vehicle produced, and it's the Grenadier. I don't know how many years of Grenadiers they've produced, or if it's just the Grenadier, you know?
I think they've only been around for 2 years.
Yeah. So so far they are a strictly off-roading company. Like, they are building vehicles for overlanders and people who like to take vehicles off-road. Like, that's kind of what they have been set up for.
Yeah.
Right, if we had Chevy, then there's also, like, the bad rap of literally everybody else who hates Chevy. And then if Ford, you know, quite literally the opposite. You're a Chevy guy, I'm a Ford guy. So it also, like, makes it biased opinions. You'll always want to go Chevy. I'm willing to do anything but Chevy for some reason.
Well, the thing is, so if you look at X Overland, they are big into Toyotas. All their vehicles are Toyotas, every single one. But yet they still have the following and everything. I like Chevy, me personally, because they're not represented as well in the off-road and the overlanding community. Like, every single video I've seen, every podcast I've listened to, they don't really consider Chevy in that space. And I want to represent them.
That's kind of my point as well, right? They don't make a lot of vehicles for overlanders or off-roaders.
What are you talking about? They have the ZR2 line.
And that's it.
Yeah, ZR2 1500s, ZR2 Colorados. You got the AT4Xs for the... Okay, we'll lump it as GM. They got the GMC Canyon. They got the Sierras. I mean,
Which are basically the same truck, just different logos.
They're more luxurious than the Chevy versions. But
Basically same thing.
either way, they do make them. They do make them. You also got the Tahoe and the Suburban. They make off-road versions of those too.
Yes,
So
but
it's just
they're just,
more of-
it's just a version. It's not dedicated for it. It's just like, oh, hey, we made this truck. Now here's a separate line if you guys want that, you know? It's not a like,
Yeah, but
hey,
it-
this
but
is built to last in the off-road.
Yeah, but a Tacoma and a 4Runner isn't specifically built for off-road either.
Exactly. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, the only other company that I know are Jeeps. Ford, they only have the Broncos. They don't have anything else, right? They built the Broncos to compete specifically with the Jeep. And then Ineos Grenadier. And then you got the Land Rover as well.
I guess. But even Land Rover has been going less off-roady and more towards luxury.
Yeah. But
So-
they did build, you know, which you can still go out and get those cars. And then everybody, you know, just part of the fun is modifying your vehicle. That's another aspect we would also have to consider. Trying to get a sponsorship.
Well, I might be a Chevy fanboy for the rest of my
Forever.
life, but who knows?
You know, and I know you'll always go Chevy.
Yeah.
All right, let's say Ford comes up to you with a deal. Would you take it?
What? It depends on what it is.
They give you a Ford Bronco, basically completely for free.
See, I wouldn't pass up a free vehicle, but I also wouldn't get rid of my Colorado. That's the thing.
Yes, but the deal would be in your videos you would have to use the Ford Bronco.
I don't know.
That just means you get to go on more camping trips.
Yeah, but if I am restricted to a certain vehicle, then that almost wouldn't make it worth it. Because then I can't have variety.
You can go out camping in other vehicles, you just have to use the Ford Bronco in the videos.
Maybe I can get someone else to drive a Ford Bronco then. And I can just bring my Colorado or my 1500.
But you wouldn't be representing the Ford Bronco. It would be that other person.
I may not be representing it, but as long as they're linked to the company, that's fine. See, we could
Yeah, but the
we
deal
could put
is
a wrap on it.
specifically with you. Put a wrap on it to
See-
make it look like
See,
a Chevy.
now you're backing into the very hypothetical part. I would never accept a deal like that. Then, if I am purely restricted to one vehicle and one company, I probably wouldn't do it. Now, Toyota's a little different. I probably would do Toyota, not Ford though. Not Ford.
What about Ineos?
They don't have enough variety for me, vehicles wise. At least not right now. Plus,
Interesting.
from the reviews I've seen, they're not as comfortable as other cars. I mean, you also have to think overlanding isn't all just dirt and rock. It's sometimes asphalt road as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to have a nice balance between both. And an average car company, say you take an on-road vehicle such as the Colorado and give it a little more off-roady gear, which it makes it comfortable on-road and off-road at the same time. But if you're just going for off-road stuff, then yes, the Ineos, Grenadier, and a Jeep may work better for you. But I like a balance of both.
Best of both worlds, huh?
Yes, exact. But
So you're saying your truck is by?
say that one more time.
So you're saying your truck is by
By terrain.
by road, by terrain? Yeah, that works.
By terrain. Sure, if that's what you want to call it. Okay, would you? I guess you said you would also go with the Grenadier. If the Grenadier wasn't an option, where would you go?
The first one that comes to mind is Jeep, but at the same time, it's like I don't want to deal with all those Jeep owners, you know?
And everybody has a Jeep too. you're not unique if you
Yeah,
have a Jeep.
exactly. That's just the first one that comes to mind. I would like Ford because I'm a Ford guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if I got a Chevy one, I wouldn't be upset, you know?
Yeah. I mean, Ford and Chevy compete pretty closely. I wonder what Chevy would put out if they did to compete with the Bronco and the Jeep. Oh, here's some separate news I found out recently. Dodge, or Ram, is building or is going to start production on a mid-sized truck in 2027.
Might have to get Trevor on it.
I know. He's a freaking Dodge boy, so he might actually go for that. Question is, will he have the money for it?
Yeah. That's neither here nor there.
That'd be cool. That could be an option, too. I don't know. A lot of people use Ram for off-road stuff, too.
You know what would be really cool to do, to make a whole rig out of?
What?
I've seen people make Mustangs. Like, they've done a body lift, a lift kit. I've seen those go off-road.
I've also seen a Challenger as well.
I was thinking, wait, no, you said Challenger?
I said a Challenger, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say, see that. I was going to say Charger, but I was like, wait, hold on. I would want to see a Challenger. So, yeah. I want to see pictures of that then. You'll have to send that to me.
Yeah, it's pretty. I think it's the Hellcat that they lifted and put huge tires on.
That might be pretty sick.
But I bet you that would be horrible to off-road because of how long the hood is.
That's neither here nor there.
Yeah. I don't know. But either way, I'm a Chevy fanboy, so I would, if it was me that made the decision, I'd probably choose Chevy. Not only because I'm a Chevy fanboy, but they're underrepresented in the off-road world.
On a side note, Madison just got back to me about bumper stickers.
Ooh.
Yep, we're going to go ahead and try to get some bumper stickers. Mainly for like advertisement, you know, just a nice little thing for our cars. So if you see us out there, you'll know.
We could also give them our friends and family too if they want it.
Yeah, that would work as well. But I don't know how many people would actually want those, and I'm about to ask her prices and whatnot.
Yeah, it'll be cool. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of like it's gonna be weird to see something physical come out of this, especially like a sticker or a hat or something like that, or a shirt. It's gonna be. I think whenever that happens, it's gonna
become more real.
Yes, that's what I was trying to say. More real. It kind of solidifies what I want out of this, and it's exciting.
Super exciting. I think this is also slightly more than a hobby, you know?
I mean, it can turn into more than a hobby.
Yeah. Like, the hobby comes out of overlanding and camping and off-roading and that entire world. Like, I think that's the hobby, and I think this is just like a side project you and I have to hopefully try to get more out of.
In the end, for me, this is just a way of keeping connection with you and keep us talking and everything. I think that's more important to me than making really money out of it, I guess.
We don't want to invest too much into it because, again, we're not these big guys that have like endless cash or just seamlessly endless cash or just, you know, a deep pocket.
Well, I mean, I'm willing to invest more time into it. That's more valuable than money is time.
I agree with you. We invest a decent amount of time right now, but
we do it when we can.
Yeah, we're not investing enough time into like advertisement and boosting our medias, and that's something that we need to work on. That's kind of why we need that manager, going back to the beginning of this episode, you know?
I think it's also just self-discipline too.
Yeah.
Just to keep us committed to it. I mean, we've done well with putting out an episode every Tuesday for I don't even know how many weeks now. I guess
I think this is episode 17 or 18. But there was about a 3-month break because of my underway.
Yeah, well, we couldn't really control that, but I mean, when we were able to publish one and get one out, we've stuck to it, and I'm proud of us for doing at least that part.
Yeah, that part's I think the more difficult part.
Yeah, which we still need to make a backlog so we know we can keep up with that if we do run into a time where it's multiple weeks where we can't record, but we still have that backlog of episodes.
Yeah,
We just
exactly.
need
So, like,
the
if
time
we're
to record it.
per se going overland, and we'd have that backlog of a couple episodes of just chitter chatter and be able to auto get those uploaded, so that
Yeah.
way we can just not worry about it.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Weekends used to be a good time to record, but now I'm camping every single weekend. I'm going camping this weekend, and I might be going for a 4-day camping trip as well, so more of a overland at that point.
I wish I could do that, but there's still snow in the mountains here up in the good old Colorado.
Shucks darn.
And it gets cold here at night. Even in the summers, it gets pretty chilly out.
Like I said, get that sleeping bag fleece. I think that would really... I was going to say rock your world, but that's...
It's not really the phrasing I would go.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a pun out of it. It would really fleece your world up.
That doesn't sound right either.
Nah, it doesn't work either. I don't know.
It'll do something for me. It'll warm me up.
It'll definitely warm your heart.
That was bad too.
I don't know, man. I'm trying here, all right?
You're doing a great job. Oh, man. Yeah. No, we, we have a lot of ambition. We just need to get rolling.
Yeah. All right, well, I think that'll be good for now, you know?
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say. What about you?
Yeah, I think we're good. We're good for now, and just expect some episodes, and hope y'all enjoyed this one at least. Little different than what we usually do.
Yeah, please let us know how this one panned out versus our other ones. This one we kind of freeballed, you know, tried to take a shot from the 3-point line, and hopefully it's gonna, you know, make it. But we'll see what happens.
I kind of like this form, but we're also not talking about anything technical like we
which
usually do.
is totally fine. I think we need to get away from the technicalness of it because we're not necessarily experts. We can definitely bring on experts like Chris. I think that was a good episode, bringing him on and letting him explain some things.
Yeah, I agree. Well, and he'll be back on at some point. We just have to come up with different things. He's been in the off-road community for a very, very long time, and he's done some crazy stuff. So maybe we'll bring him on to tell some of those stories.
Yeah, story time with Chris. I think that would be a nice episode. I know.
Yeah.
Part 1, Part 2 didn't really cover it, but there was a section that we wanted to get into, so we were gonna bring him back on and have him explain getting your rig trail ready. I think that would be a nice little thing as well.
Yeah, he's not really he's more of the extreme off-roader rather than the overlander, but he can definitely tell you about rigs. We'll tell you about our camping adventures and overlanding adventures. He'll tell you how to off-road.
Oh yeah. All right. I think that wraps it up today. I want to go ahead and thank everybody listening, and please connect with us on our social media.
And anything that you can really find us on. We're going to be expanding a little bit more than we have been. So if you can find us anywhere, whether it's out in the real world or online, give us a shout. We're happy to talk with you.
Until next time, keep your tires on the trail.
And we'll see you beyond the horizon.
Peace.
Out.
Saturday morning, I wake up and see the sunrise. Pack the truck with recovery gear and supplies. Put my route in my GPS and play some tunes and sing it's time to go.